Hi guys, I'm Trainer Dan and we're looking at today a lateral raise, but you'll see that it is termed as from the front, so front positioning, and also a neutral hand position. Now these two factors are quite important and it is a technique within itself and it does have benefits with it, as well as where we emphasize the effort through the muscle. So first of all, our basic positioning is from the front. Now this makes the lateral raise a bit easier, okay? Because from the front here, that starting position, we tend to drop the shoulders forward slightly, even though we've got nice posture, and we will have greater assistance from the muscles in the upper back and also the trapezius. So that initial lift from there to there is going to be supporting through the back as well as then hitting in on the shoulders. So there's a little less isolation in it. Now, with it being an easier variation of the lat raise, that doesn't make it a bad thing. So it is either going to be good for beginners who perhaps an over isolation isn't going to be something that they want to do straight away. They want to develop up to it. Or the more sort of, let's say, intermediate or fitness class based is really good because everyone can get in, you can work it out, you can utilize it for fitness, you can get your reps out without, again, over isolating the muscle group. Or the next one would be, let's say if you are a bodybuilder or you just into your weight training and you want to lift really, really heavy, it's good to start from the front for that. You've also got sort of a little bit of leg assistance that you can put into it as well. So they are your things. And if you were going heavy, by the way, and you're really going up heavy, always really concentrate that eccentric on the way down. So moving into our technique, our basic positioning, I'll show you sort of side on, first of all. Always kind of sit on the hips with this, so put a slight bend in the knees, sit into the pelvis, pull that belly button in nice and tight so you can engage in with the core, and then sort of sit down in that and have a very, very, very slight bend in the elbow. So I'll show you from the side. There's my positioning there. I'm up nice and tall. And then from the front, you can see I've got just a microscopic bend in the elbow. So I'm not locked out straight because that'll just drop my posture. Okay, there's a slight bend in the elbows there with that chest up. And then as I lift up through that, now this is where the neutral hand positioning comes in, because we're not going to try and alter this angle as we come up. We want the palms facing downwards towards the floor as we lift up through that range of movement, and that is your neutral posture. So we're not doing a kind of a tip internally, or we're not doing a tip externally where we're repositioning the arm through the range of movement. We're keeping that just positioned down. So I'll show you from this angle, keeping that slight bend in the knees. So we'll come up from there, lift it up. We've got our hands just pointing down towards the floor. I've got that very slight bend in the elbows and then bringing it down. And just taking that to shoulder level is enough. There's no real need to be squeezing right up to the top through that range. We just get it up, and don't forget this is a neutral position. Up to that neutral position, hands facing downwards, and then down back to the center. Now, just one more thing I want to go through. And this is the same with any lateral raise technique that you're going to do, and that is your wrist stability. So as you're going through that range, you don't want your wrists, I'll face this way, you don't want your wrists kind of going downwards like this. Keep them in line, keep them nice and solid as you go up through that range of movement and then down. And it's better practice as well to kind of just rep it out, not to hold it up at the top, but just to get that concentric up and then down, okay? So we're just maintaining that angle all the way through. And that is our lateral raise from the front with a neutral hand positioning.